Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are new. Hi, I'm Mand. So as you probably can tell by the title of this video and what it's about, it's kind of just a relaxing chit chat if you want to throw it on in the background, or if you want to sit down and see some of the things that I'm going to show you in this video. I feel like it's going to be a super kind of chit chatty kind of a video. But if you're new, hi. As I said at the start already, literally seconds ago, I'm Mand. Welcome. If you weren't subscribed already, please do. I'd love to have you here, part of the family. I cover all things tarot and oracle related deck-wise. I also cover books, spirituality, law of attraction, and manifestation, and all that kind of fun stuff. It's kind of an eclectic choice of spirituality. So if that is your thing, please do hit the subscribe. We'd love to have you. And hit the bell so you'll be notified when I upload, which is mainly, my aim is always like Wednesdays and Fridays every week. For those of you that don't know, I am based in Ireland, so the time will be based on GMT. Sorry, my hair is... I got a cut. If you didn't know, there's Misty. Hello. She's nosing inside the bag. My hair was like super long and I got it cut. But without further ado, and hopefully I'll remember now also to put timestamps so you guys can go to the sections that you would like to go to. So the first thing I want to cover is, because February was a super busy month for me. I don't know what that was about. Oh my goodness, sorry. My cat is, she's a kitten really, is every which way. She's so affectionate today, which is not like her. But February was like a busy enough month. There was a lot going on. And also I had a big birthday this year. It was a significant birthday. Apologies, the cat, of course she wanted to go out. So yeah, as I was saying, I had a significant birthday this year. I turned 30. I know I'm a little bit late with my February favorites and things like that, but I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit funny for some reason. I don't know why, about turning 30. It really isn't, on the grand scale of things, that big of a deal, but for some reason in my mind it seemed like a bigger deal than what it was. Now that I've sat with it for a while and thought about it, it's really not that big, and it is an honor, it's a privilege to hit such a milestone, because I always am conscious of those that haven't and won't. Speaking from my own experience, I have lost people, young and old, very close and dear to me. So to be able to hit milestones like that, it kind of puts it into perspective in so many terms. But yes, did it go the way I had planned it? No, but then again, I didn't really plan a whole pile for my birthday. But what I had, because my mom, my parents really, and my partner Jamie, he was asking and my mom was asking, what do you want to do for it? And normally here in Ireland, for majority of people, I'm not speaking on behalf of every Irish person, because I feel like that just falls into the stereotype that Irish people are huge drinkers, and I know it's kind of part of the culture. But look, I've been there, I've done that, I've gotten the t-shirt, and it was something my Oma had said, and she made a good point. Because I was saying I don't want to do a big pub party. I don't want to do that again. So normally, like here, you kind of pick a pub and you just get like a band and a DJ, and you have all your family and friends all in one place, and it becomes really just socializing and drinking. And I don't drink very often, if at all, and maybe special occasions. It's not that I went like completely, I was never like crazy, but when you're younger here, going out every weekend is kind of the done thing. Again, like I said, I've been there, done that, not really here for it anymore. It's not my thing. Again, doesn't matter if that's your thing, that's totally fine. But it's just, I feel like I'm in a different part of my life right now, so drinking isn't part of it as such. Like, listen, I'll still have a glass. I'm not a wine drinker, but for some reason when it comes to weddings, I will have a glass of wine and I will thoroughly enjoy that. I'm more a cocktail person, but it's very, very difficult to find places where cocktails are served. But other than that, I'm definitely just more give me coffee and I'm content with that. So what I decided to do, and coming back to what my grandmother said, or my Oma, she had made a good point that I had done a big party for my 16th. Yes, I did a big party here at home. We had a marquee and all that stuff. And, and I did a party for my 18th and my 21st. And do you know what? Now that, like, I've turned 30, I don't have a choice now. It has come around and that's it. I knew that was one thing I didn't want to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do. But now that I've sat with it, I kind of know what I want to do. Yes, you're probably thinking, but man, the moment has passed. But has it though? Who said you cannot celebrate throughout the year? Why do you have to make it one big occasion? And you can, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I didn't want to just do one big party and that was it. So what I've decided on doing is 30 things. It could be over 30, but we're going to go with 30 things of things that I wanted to do, what I've always wanted to do, because, you know, with everything that has happened in the world in the last couple of years, I don't think I can like say certain words here or something. I'm not really sure how it works, but we all know what I'm on about. Life seems to have stopped, and now that things are kind of picking up and life is going back to normal, I mean, were we ever normal? Was life ever normal? I find it hard now to kind of do the things that I used to do before, and I have gotten into this little bubble. So I decided this year was the year that I'm going to push outside that bubble, and I have a few things that I want to do this year. A few things we've already done, which when I think about it, I'm probably up to 10 of the things. No, but what I wanted to do was a spa day with my mom. We always do that for my birthday with the last couple of years. So we actually did that this week. Wednesday just gone by. It is now Friday. So I'm hoping to have this up tonight. So I wanted to do a spa day. And there's a place down in Cork called the Marina Market, which myself and Jamie went to 2 weeks ago. So we went the weekend before my birthday. Excuse me. So I wanted to do that, and I am mad to go to Donkey Sanctuary down in Mallow, where obviously they have donkeys. But for Christmas, in my Christmas Eve box, they adopted a donkey for me, and I am so excited. I really want to go see her. So I think the donkey's name is Roisin, and she just so happens to share the same birthday as me, which is really cool. She's probably not as old as I am though, but all that aside. And also, Jamie so kindly absolutely spoils me every birthday, but I've been saying since last year, I'd love to go to the Fire Festival that is on here in Ireland. It's up in, I always get this wrong, it's either County Meath or Westmeath. Either one. I think it's County Meath, which is a couple of hours drive for us, about 3-4 hours, 3.5. We'll go in between, we'll go 3.5. And it's like this big festival, and it's kind of like marking the start of summer kind of thing, and it's really cool. So he booked tickets to that, so I'm really excited. And we're also going to Galway the end of this month, I think. Yeah, I get to go to the Fire Festival, which is really, really cool. But what else? I don't think there's anything. Well, there's some other personal things that have come up that have kind of, you know, made planning content at the moment kind of difficult, but now it seems to hopefully have settled out. So I should be by next week a bit more planned. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn you lovelies around, and I'm going to show you the decks that I've been working with and pairing, because if you haven't watched some of my videos by now, I would recommend going watching them. But If not, I'll explain anyway, so there's no worries there. But I normally like to pair, I think like most people who read cards, tarot and oracle together. I'm definitely more an oracle person. I love tarot, but tarot is such more or much more personal practice to me. But by the way, I want to say I don't know why my face looks so blurred on my camera. I checked to see was there a filter on or something, and it says there's not. I don't know, but like, anyway, I'm not that tech savvy, so apologies if it looks very filtered. I don't do filters solely for this reason being it makes me look very, but my skin looks really good. But then in saying that, I did get a facial when we were at the spa, so I mean, you know, maybe it did its job. If only I could get rid of some of my wrinkles, that'd be great. But yeah, I'm gonna flip you guys around and I'm gonna show you the decks that I have been playing around with. Okay, so right, let me show this. So my desk is so cluttered at the moment because there's quite a few bits that I want to show you. So at the start of the month, I did work with the Muses Tarot, but that was kind of like towards the end of January, start of February. So I really kind of considered these decks the ones that I worked with at the start of the month. And that is the Guardian of the Nights Tarot by MJ. We say Cullinan here in Ireland. You've heard me say this a couple of times, so I'm not sure how she pronounces it. And then I also have the Earthly Souls and Spirits Moon Oracle by Terry Foss. This is I love both of them, so I wanted to pair them together to see how they worked. And when I tell you that, like, first of all, hello, like, can you see that? What are the odds? Seriously, this was not planned, I promise. So if the Magician and Abundance, I mean, do you see why I worked with these two? I mean, honestly, they were just, hold on, if I turn them this way, isn't this much easier? Why do I complicate things for me? Let's try that again. Like the High Priestess, these two together, or I would have played around with them for another week if I'm being honest. So I'm definitely, I love the artwork. I'm not sure about the guidebook on the Earthly Souls and Spirits Oracle. Sometimes the messages resonate and sometimes they don't. That's okay, because I rely heavily on my own intuition anyway, so I'm not mad at that. But I find the two of these together, they complement each other so much. I mean, the art style is completely different. Now I know some people might like to pair their decks together where they're visually the same. But for me, I like to kind of change it up a small bit and to see, does this work, does this not work? Because like I know my Urban Crow Tarot, no, Oracle, works with this. I wanted to try and incorporate something different. And the art style is so different on the Earthly Souls and Spirit Oracle. It's very much, to me, like watercolors. It's very, what's the word I'm looking for, kind of whimsical, right? And very dreamy. Whereas the Guardians of the Night Tarot is very collagey and more computer generated, if that makes sense. And I love both styles. I adore like Faith, Two of Cups. So they really complement each other. It really worked beautifully for me this month. And again, like I said, I would have worked with these two for another week, but I did want to change it out because I wanted to work with some other decks that I have and just kind of change up and like go outside of my own comfort zone. That's the word I'm looking for. So like I love the way, like, the color palette, even though the art styles are completely different to each other, they really complement each other. And that's what I love about these two. If you have these two decks, recommend try working with them together, see how it is for you. I'm just looking here at my notebook, and yeah, just because I like to write down the cards that I got and stuff. Now I only did like one card each for the week, so I definitely want to dive deeper into these decks. But when I say they complemented each other, what I do is I'd read the tarot first and then the oracle, and I go write down my own intuitive messages, and then I go to the guidebook just to see was there anything else that stuck out. And wow, I mean, there were some days where I just sit for a few minutes and just look at the cards and be like, what? So yeah, these are the first two pairings that I worked with at the start of the month. The next two decks that I worked with were Beyond Lemuria Oracle cards by Izzy Ivy, and I think everyone knows this one, the Disney Villains Tarot deck by, is this Minerva? It's limited edition anyway. I don't know why my thing is upside down. It's inside editions, not limited editions. Oh my gosh. Inside editions. Anyway, you guys, I need another cup of coffee. So for the second week of, I believe it was the second week, yes, the second week of February. So this is actually around my birthday. So I suppose technically it'd be the third week. Anyway, let's not get into the technicalities here, right? We're not going to all fall out and we're not going to have an argument about it. I worked with these two. And the backs, I just want to show you the backs first of all, because like they complement each other so well. So I love the backs of these, and I love the backs of these. Now these are two decks that I hadn't worked with. I don't think I've ever worked with this one, and I have worked with this one a handful of times, and I don't know why I don't pick it up that often. At the moment I worked with these two. I didn't hate it, but I think because of everything that was going on, I think sorry, let me show you some of the cards. I found it very hard to immerse myself more into it, if that makes sense. The color palette, they both really complement each other again. Even the messages, they do complement each other. But I think because of everything that was going on and where I was mentally, I just couldn't get into it. So, you know, I definitely want to try these two again and see how I get on. But for the week that I tried it, I don't think I immersed myself enough into it. But I still wanted to mention them anyway because I did work with them. I find pip decks challenging for me currently to read. So I wouldn't, unless you're just a collector and you want it for the art, I can understand that. But it isn't, I need to work with this more 100% to really get its full message and full potential across to me. Okay, this is a personal thing. This isn't because, you know, of anything. Like I love this deck, the Beyond Lemuria. It is a deck I want to like work with more and deep dive with more. And I don't think you can show nudity, so apologies. There is slight nudity in this, not that again it bothers me, but I don't know if you can show this here. Of course I was a little bit late, so apologies about that. But yeah, I'm going to show you a couple of the cards together so you guys can see. And maybe it's a deck that you want to work with or a pairing that you want to work with. Because I love Dawn Michelle's, she's the Blessed Bee, so like her shadow and light, and I love that. But I don't have the Blessed Bee Oracle cards just yet. I mean, they are on my wish list with like the longest of times, but how come she makes it look so much easier taking the cards off? So looking at them here, I see how they complement each other, and I see the messages that it's trying to portray. But for whatever reason, when I was working it, it just wasn't working for me. So I'm definitely going to have to come back again at some stage and try these out. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to show you the next pairing. So the next two that I am working with is the Pastoral Tarot. Where's my... Okay, I'm going to try and show you the box, but it's quite big. The Pastoral Tarot by Lynn and illustrated by Lisa Hunt. I don't want to butcher Lynn's last name, honestly. And the Priestess of Light Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor and Kimberly Weber. And the cover design is by Davidson. I'm working with these two currently. Oh my gosh. When I say these two complement, do I say that all the time? I'm sorry if I do, but because of the way these the Pastoral Tarot lies, because it is landscape, right, and we're all used to it being, you know, portrait, it may not be everybody's cup of tea, right? I love it. The landscape doesn't bother me. I can see if in a bigger spread how it might be challenging, but you know what, to be honest, it really isn't so far. I've only worked with it the last 2 weeks. I'm kind of planning on maybe doing a month deep dive, if not 2 months, working solely with this tarot deck to get you know, maybe with this oracle or maybe changing the oracles to see what goes with it. So far, again, kind of like the Earthly Souls and Spirit Oracle and the Guardians of the Night Tarot, the artwork is completely different to each other, right? They're not even remotely similar. But I am obsessed with the messages and how this comes true and how they really genuinely complement each other. The messages really weave and link together, right? So if, I love the donkey in this, if you feel like you're missing something and you need that extra like boost, like the oracle, I always find, you know, helps that, because normally you're going by the traditional sense or the traditional meanings of the tarot, but I feel like oracle kind of gives extra depth and meaning, even though tarot has huge depth in it and there's so much and you're always constantly learning, right? I love the way these two work. The art styles completely opposite to each other, okay? They're not even remotely like, but they just work so beautifully together. Honestly, they work so well. Like, look at this, the sun, setting boundaries, threshold, protection, honor. I mean, again, I still consider myself quite new to tarot, even though I've been reading for myself for a couple of years. I'm still constantly learning, you know, there's a lot to tarot, whereas oracle is far more free-flowing. I like to respect the system of the tarot at the same time. So like, even if you wanted to do that, you know, I mean, they just, oh, I mean, like, look, it just works. Does anybody else that does these kind of videos find it sometimes challenging to explain how it works for you? Because in my mind, I can see how it's working, but trying to articulate it for you guys can be sometimes a slight challenge, but I do love a challenge, so that's okay. I do love a challenge, like conflict and unrest, and you have the Nine of Swords, and it really seems like she's conflicted and contemplating, and there's just, I love it. I just love it. But yeah, I don't plan on putting this deck aside anytime soon. I will probably carry these two into next week as well. Just because I'm loving them so much. I really, when I love a pairing, I find it difficult to let it go. So, but then I feel like I'm neglecting my other deck. So, you know, it's kind of that double-edged sword, isn't it? So, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to flip you guys around and you get to see my face again. Also, I did forget to mention, actually, when I had you flipped around, the guidebook on the Pastoral. Oh my god, the Pastoral Tarot. Oh my gosh. I still have to read the intro. I'm not even gonna lie, I still have to read that. I can be the worst at that. But the meanings, I adore the way this book is laid out. It's like it explains the imagery and the thought behind it. Sorry. And then it goes into card meaning. It's like short, sweet, and to the point. I do love a good chunky guidebook with lots of detail, but I love this as well. I'm really enjoying the Pastoral Tarot. So I look forward to working with that further. Okay, an honourable mention, because this deck kind of shocked me, but it's an oracle deck that I worked with solely on its own. So for those of you that don't know, we have a small sitting room up here and our room is downstairs, so majority of my decks are actually upstairs, and I keep a few selective decks down in the room, and sometimes I would like rotate that or I change it around and things like that. So the one that I had actually brought down, and the one that I found myself reaching for, which is strange because I was never sure if I loved it as much as I loved her very first one, and that is the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. Now, I'm not so sure about the Starseed. I haven't found myself being very, very drawn to it. I just use it for picking cards, but for myself, I haven't really used it. I used this deck. What did I use it for? Oh, I think it was my birthday. For my birthday, I did a little spread reading for myself, which I never do enough of them, really, to be honest. But oh my gosh, like, oh my gosh, they're the backs. I think I did a walkthrough of this deck. You know, sometimes there's decks that you buy and you're like, yeah, no, that's cool, I like it, and then you put it aside and you forget about it. That was one of these decks. I kind of was like, yeah, I like it. It reminds me very much of the Work Your Light. It's not too starseedy like the Starseed Oracle, which I have nothing against. It's just not really in my beliefs, and I think that, you know, I really do think that's fine. That's the beauty about spirituality. It's just lovely to have that diversity of different beliefs and different ways of seeing things. This deck, oh my gosh, my journal that I'm working on is actually in the crafting room at the moment, because I like to kind of make junk journals style. So I'm still working on, I have the spread written out in a separate journal, but this hit home. It hit a nerve. It hit a nerve. And I find myself, if some mornings I can't get up and do my usual routine, which is I meditate for, now when I say I meditate, I'm not sitting on the floor for like or on our couch for 20 minutes doing or, you know, doing all that. It's not that elaborate, honestly. It is literally me meditating for 5-10 minutes, grounding, pulling a card for the day, and sometimes that is it. Like, it's not fancy. There's nothing fancy here. This, oh, I love this card. Actually came up for me, the grandmothers, and I felt that so deep, because I have such a deep connection with my great grandmother, who I actually had the absolute privilege. So that would be my Oma's mom, of knowing up until I was 11 when she passed away. So I got to, you know, I do have memories as such of her, and I have such a deep connection with her. I feel her all the time. There's just that link, and that, like, I feel a deep connection with her, is the only way I can describe it. I just feel like she's always around. She's constantly guiding me. She's always letting me know that she is there with me. So yeah, the Rose Oracle, wow, I just had to mention that. So we actually went, like I said, to Cork, and of course I had to do a bit of shopping, which yeah, when we were down in Cork, I got some books and they're in that bag back there. So if you want to see a separate video, because there's quite a lot, because I also ordered some off Book Depository, so there's like a stack that's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous how many books I bought and how many more I actually want to get. I have a problem, but I went into a shop and we were looking around and I was looking at the books and Jamie was like, babe, they have tarot and oracle decks. I was like, oh, wow. So I had to pick up one. It's like mandatory, really. It's not, but I've been looking at this deck for ages. It's so accessible to everyone, but I don't know why I held off. But it is the Moonology Manifestation. And I'm really getting back into manifesting and the law of attraction and things like that. This is by Yasmin Boland, for anybody that doesn't know, but I'm sure everybody here knows. It's a stunning deck. And I do want to do a side-by-side video. There are the backs. I did just do a walkthrough. I wanted to show the cards all the same, but I'm really getting back into my like law of attraction and manifesting, and it's far deeper than just that, but just to kind of simplify it and make it under, you know, it's not that manifesting or law of attraction is complicated. It's not, but it requires consistency and to an extent discipline. So I want to make a whole practice for it because it works. For me anyway, it works. And I wanted to have these. And even if it's not just for manifesting, I wanted these cards anyway. They're stunning and they were so inexpensive, really, to be fair. They were like €16, which is really good because if you buy them off some holistic shops, they could cost you 25. So this is a big well, do you know what I mean? Where you can save pennies these days, or euros, or you know, you're going to, and I can totally understand that. So I can't remember the name of the shop. It was in a shopping centre. It was kind of like a shop that did like some magazines and books, and it was like a little bookshop, but they had cards, and I was like, oh my gosh. To be fair, I was a little embarrassed though, because Jamie was like, what about this one? And he literally picked all the decks that I had already owned, or I already own, and like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I'm one person. How many decks can one have? But then again, like, it's a collection. I love collecting these. You know, some people collect stamps or coins. I collect decks and crystals. That's my thing. So what else did I want to mention? Oh yes, there's a few more bits that I picked up as well. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen them anyway. But I want to show two crystals that I bought as well. So I got these two beautiful hearts. So the first one is a honey calcite. Please don't ask me the properties as of yet, because I'm still kind of learning. And this is a blue aragonite, I think it's called. Like, oh, isn't that like looking into the ocean? Hold on. Ta-da. It's so stunning. And they're both like little hearts. And I bought them around Valentine's Day. So they're super cute. I had to pick them up. But I do want to show you a few fun bits now. So Jamie absolutely spoiled me rotten. So I have, you know, he got us tickets to go see the Fire Festival, which I mentioned at the start of this video, and he surprised me with a weekend away, which is further down the line this year, and he also pre-ordered Hogwarts Legacy, and I'm so excited. Like, I'm so excited to play it. Like, I can't wait. Because we have a PlayStation 4. I know it's out on PlayStation 5, but obviously I don't have it. And then he was like, if I was to get it on the Switch, I'd have to wait until July, whereas like PlayStation is out in April. So I only have to wait like a few more weeks and I'll have it, and I can't wait. I'm so jealous of everybody that's playing it, but also at the same time, I'm really enjoying seeing the footage. So at least I like to be sometimes prepared. But also, he was like, I had to get you something small as well to give to you. I was like, you've already given me enough, honestly. But he got me A Court of Thorns and Roses coloring book. I love this series. Like, he was laughing at me when I was like reading these books, because I was like, oh, I'm a really expressive reader. Sometimes I'm like, oh, what? No way. Like, or I'll start laughing out loud. And it's why I don't really read in public all that often. I try and just read like spiritual books, because I can read those much quieter. If I'm reading a really good novel, I'm immersed in the world. I am in that world. I'm not here right now. I'm in that world. So I'm currently reading Crescent City, House of Blood and Earth and Blood. Not it, Blood and Earth. I'm not sure which one, but I'm loving it. But yeah, he got me the coloring book, and I was like, you do know I'm not going to be like stop. I can't. I love this, but I just love looking through it, you know, to get the whole. Sometimes it's hard to imagine how the author visualizes certain things in books. So these are great. I love that. Are we ready for the next thing? This is so cute. He got me a music box. Look, it has Oogie Boogie and Jack Skellington and Boo. Like, it's written on the. And then you flip it up, and then inside you have The Nightmare Before Christmas. But wait. Cute. I love it. I love like little trinkets like that anyway. But also my mom and myself, we went to the spa on Wednesday. That was like her birthday treat to me. Like I said, we normally go, and I got a back massage and a facial, so probably that's why my skin looks a bit better now. But of course I had to do some shopping. So again, there's more books added into the already massive stack of books. So you know what, I probably have to do a separate video for that. But I do want to show these because they're super cute. If you don't know, I love gongs. I adore gongs. I have a lot of Christmas ones, and I have one over there by the TV, and I have one on the other side of the TV, and I have a new one down the room as well, which I forgot to bring up. But anyway, you have to take my word for it. Are we ready? Are we ready? Because like I love these. Look. These are so cute. Like, look at this one. They're so soft, and they're perfect for spring and even summer. Like, listen, I'm probably going to leave these out all year round, but like, look at these tiny ones. I had to get these. So I got these in a shop called Deals here in Ireland. They were only like $2.50 each. Like, look at this fella. He's a little bumblebee. I swear I'm 30. Look, my inner child is just like having a great time. Like, these remind me of, do you know the mini eggs? I don't know who else knows what I'm on about, but and then this one has a little flower, and it has like a pink fluffy. And then the other one kind of like sits over the shelf and his legs dangle, and they're so stinking cute. I love them. Sorry, I'm like making a mess here. I absolutely adore them. They're so stinking cute, and I thought, you know, for like backgrounds for photos and things like that. That was my reasoning behind it, and that's what I'm sticking with. It's no judgment. While we're actually on the topic of books, I figured I could show these books. Oh, also I got a new hoodie. Like, how cute is that? I love Disney. So when it was in Pennies or Primark in the UK, I had to pick this up. I'm not going to show the clothes and stuff because I'm not that kind of person. I'm not that into fashion or anything like that. You probably can tell by now. But I went into the works, and I do love buying books there because they're cheap enough, to be fair. And you know, you find different books that you didn't even know you were looking for. So my mom got me the first two, actually. She showed me, she's like, I'm getting them. I was like, okay. I didn't realize you were into witches and stuff. And she's like, I'm not, they're for you. I was like, okay, thank you. So she got me this one. It's Witches by Tracy Borman. And it's James First and the English Witch Hunts. Say that twice. And that's the back. So if you want to pause it and read it, you can. This is really cool. There's actually some pictures and stuff like that in it, which, you know, I do like that. You can tell my mother read this though, because she's an awful habit of squashing. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. And then the other one she got is Witchfinders, which is a 17th century English tragedy by Malcolm Gassel. And again, I believe this is like all around like the witch hunts. Oh, so this is kind of by the Independent on Sunday. The most chilling witch hunt in English history. Fascinating. Okay, so this would be a cool read. I know I have another book on like the witch hunts and things like that I have yet to read, but I mean, if you're anything like me, you have a stack of books, your TBR is far longer than the books that you have currently read, because some of the books I've read I've already donated and I got rid of. But the next two, there's only two and I promise that I'm done, is I got Emma Mumford, Positively Wealthy. It was on offer for like €6 inside the works. It's a 33-day guide to manifesting sustainable wealth and abundance in all areas of your life. I'm currently reading her book, Hurt, Healing, Healed. And I'm like slowly but surely working my way. And then when I seen this, I was like, I really like her writing style. And I did the magic and it worked, but it just didn't 100% resonate. So far, the way she words things is exactly how it is in my brain. Does that make sense? I'm sorry if you can hear thumping, but that is my dog. And last but certainly not least, again along the lines of manifesting, can we see the theme for the rest of the year? This is Manifesting with Crystals by Judy Hall. She wrote the Crystal Bible. It's attracting abundance, wellness, and happiness. Now, who doesn't want more of that in their life? Because I certainly do. And I really like this kind of style book because it has like pictures and it's bullet pointed. It's not completely information like overload. You can definitely tab and highlight if you wanted to. I do like when it comes to working with crystals pictures, because sometimes, like, I've never seen anything with like goldstone in it, and I have goldstone and I like it, but sometimes I don't know how to work with it. And then you have like different crystals that you can work with, like finding love, if that's your jam. And then you have about rose quartz. So Judy Hall has like amazing books. The Crystal Bible is really great. It's definitely not a book you're going to sit down and read cover to cover. It is more so for referring to. I'd really say books like that would be kind of a reference book. If you're looking for a certain crystal, you can look it up, and at least then, you know, you have that. It's good to have in your little spiritual kit. So you guys, I'm going to love and leave you with that. I've chatted long enough. Thank you so much for spending time with me. It feels so good to actually finally sit in front of the camera. I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've done so. Life has been crazy hectic at the moment. I have a whole pile of stuff here now to clear up. So that is my evening taken care of. And I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. And I will chat to you all real soon.